Hey, it's Susan. Welcome to this afternoon's episode of War Crimes Unit. Hey, nice to see you. Greetings from Mexico. Mexico, thank God I'm in Mexico. I am on holy ground. Mexico is holy ground for me. Why? Because Mexico, along with 121 other countries, have a formal ratified treaty with the International Criminal Court. Oh, thank God. Beautiful day in Mexico. So far, I don't have any jackasses following me, trailing me into Mexico. But if that happens, there's about 4 guys down there about 200 feet away from me with machine guns. So hopefully nothing will happen so I can get this video out. So what I want to read to you just how another piece of evidence as to how corrupt the United States, especially when it comes to legal prosecution of terrorists, of illegal aliens, and of law enforcement and other government employees. Okay, so, 5 years ago, the Justice Department in Washington was supposed to be doing something about these assholes. This is an FBI, CIA task force, and the terrorists and everything else. But oh no, what did they do? Senator Harry Reid opened up an FBI investigation. They let the FBI handle their own shit, and they attacked me, my whole family, and they caused all kinds of hell for the last 5 years. So, Congressman O'Rourke of El Paso, Texas, which is the 16th district, congressional district, is quite disgusted, him and his office, about this. So, I wanted to read to you this letter that is basically evidence that the government cannot handle themselves. The government cannot handle their own affairs. Even with me contacting other law enforcement, they cannot handle their own affairs. Now, in most cases, I have to say 99%, the government is unwilling to handle the situation. Maybe in 1% of the people, or less than 1% of the people, they are willing but unable because of everyone else. But I would have to most likely say that the United States government is unwilling to handle their own crap. So this is a piece of evidence to support that. Okay, it's dated February 2nd, 2015. So here it goes. Dear Ms. Nisley, thank you for contacting our office regarding your case with the U.S. Department of Justice. I will be glad to assist you in every way I can. I have contacted the appropriate officials at the U.S. Department of Justice to express my interest on your behalf, and I will be in contact with you as soon as I receive a response. It has been an honor to help you. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please contact Megan or Ortegon at 915-541-1400 or via email at megan.ortegon@mail.house.gov. Warm regards, Beto O'Rourke, Member of Congress. The government appears to be unwilling to do anything on their own. Be it the Justice Department, be it other law enforcement, be it the U.S. Attorney's Office in any district, including the district that's a few miles away from me, which is El Paso. The U.S. Attorney could have solved this already in El Paso. Could have. Chose not to. You see. So they're creating another series of disasters, which is another reason why I'm sitting here in Mexico today. So here's what they've done in retaliation. They've got all the boyfriends out. They had the boyfriend plots at the library. This guy, this Lindell Stevenson, is trying to talk me out of going to Congress and saying that all the abuse that the government is doing to me and has done to me and my son is in the interest of national security, whatever. I don't know how abusing me and my child or making my whole family disappear is in the interest of national security to the United States, other than the fact that apparently they plea bargained my ex-boyfriend and they just want to protect the plea bargain and protect themselves. Okay, so, and then, I got rid of him, but then he ended up, I came over to Mexico one day and then he ended up trailing me another day at the library. The police don't want anything to do with him. So, I let the marshals know about him. That's all I can do. And go from there and keep trying to dodge him. But obviously nobody's corralling him. He's probably getting paid off by the FBI, by this FBI CIA task force. He claims to have have worked for the NSA and apparently in some kind of capacity with the CIA before. Okay, so then moving on, then they jacked me in this homeless shelter. They refuse to get me any kind of restitution for any of the crimes that have happened to me and my son, my family for the last 11 years. They sabotage my nursing employment. And so they just leave me in this homeless shelter to be violated by all these men in the homeless shelter, right? So they're doing that. We got the boyfriend plots going on in the homeless shelter. And then on top of that, what I noticed today is that in the room that I'm staying at, they have placed a spy camera in there. It's if you look up at the top of the light on the ceiling, there's like a red camera. So they have placed a spy camera in the quarters that I'm staying at, apparently recording everything that we do. So, and then one of the roommates is from Las Vegas, so I'm sure she's getting paid off by everybody. That's a reloaded situation of what just happened up at a Kaiser nursing strike in Richmond and Oakland, California, a Las Vegas roommate appearing. And I think the other two are pretty corrupt as well. I'm sure they're all getting paid off by the cops or by this FBI task force or whatever. But the corruption within the United States is absolutely massive because of this situation. The Justice Department refuses to legally stop them. So here's two pieces of evidence. Piece of evidence number one, I'm sitting in Mexico today because the United States remains corrupt. Piece of evidence number two is that I had to go to Congressman O'Rourke, and they have to contact the Justice Department for me to figure out why nothing is being done about anything. So, I mean, everybody, they have their own perceptions, of course, of the United States. Of course, based on horrible experiences, I don't have anything good to say about them. And I'm very happy, at least for a little while longer, I am sitting in the sovereign nation of Mexico. As today's episode of War Crimes Unit, keep your stun gun, machine gun, or automatic weapon handy. There's real criminals and terrorists out there. Not me. I'll see you next time.